What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we're jumping into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time, we're heading into the Temple Graveyard with Cygnus. This map is a little interesting and a bit of a problem for characters that don't have a lot of movement speed, because the trap order has to be very tight, and you need to make sure you understand where your enemies are coming from as soon as possible, sometimes even before they show up, if you want to do this as good as possible. Or if you want to do as well as possible. Up to you. But basically what that means is that you're going to want to place your traps as soon as possible in areas that you know the enemies are going to be coming through. You will also want to probably bring the regular barricade here rather than the Great Wall. The Great Wall has uses, but there's some very specific pathing that you can set up with the regular barricade that makes it very, very useful. Also, I like to use swinging mace in a few places here. BGH ballistas are okay, but not really necessary. I prefer to use hero damage to take out the bosses on this map, and so we're going to bring instead a ceiling ballista. And for the most part, I think that's pretty much it. You can drop the arrow walls for grinders if you want, and that'll allow you not to have to place many of them, or you can just use Spitfire arrow walls. Those are also really, really nice, and you won't have to place as many. And saving trap count, of course, is always something that I like to do. We're going to use Feeling Fierce only, since the other one requires you to stay close. Cygnus doesn't like to be close to enemies because he can't really escape very well. We're going to also take our fire discounts, so we got physical and fire damage discounts. Everything other than the barricade and the viscous tar will have an additional discount. They will only be discounted based on the parts that are in them. Otherwise, this is pretty good. Let's go ahead and get this fired up. All right, woo, we're in here. Oh gosh, yeah, I keep doing that. Sometimes I have my mouse sensitivity set a tad too high and start spinning around really crazy. And I think the last time I set up my sensitivity options here, book sensitivity, mouse sensitivity is at 60. Let's try moving it down to 43. Yep, that's about where I like it. Probably could have it a bit lower, but that's good. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to lower it a bit more. Gameplay. Go for a 35. Oh. Yep, that's the way I like it. All right. So, first thing we're going to do is block this off as much as we can. Perfect. Really don't want enemies going through here at all.
Good spot for this. That goes there.
That'll keep the enemies going relatively in a straight line. Okay, not really much else we'll be able to do here other than place a few more wall traps further down, but this is enough to really get things going. If you wanted to use any sort of BGH trap, a BGH arrow wall would probably be the best choice, as for most of the gates here you can set the BGH arrow walls up in a way that will deal a ton of damage to anything that comes out of them. Probably get a little bit closer just for a moment to do that. Well, I don't need to use that right now. We will have those mana motes and that health potion to pick up. Alright, pretty good so far. Let's just finish sprinkling all the damage we can on this. Should be good.
Storm calling is a lost art.
Alright, we're gonna grab Silver Streak. Let's just do more chain lightnings. More chain lightnings is good, and it also makes sure that we always synergize with the last tier of skills, basically making them much better, as we made Chain Lightning much better, as we can use it more often. There we go. Alright, so now we're getting rid of some more coin by placing more traps up here. We're going to prepare this area first. Do this.
Just like old times. Right there.
Oh, I did that wrong. This was supposed to be back here. This one needs to be placed a little bit further up.
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening. Get to it.
But it's okay, because I can just sell one and move the other one forward and we'll be alright. That's basically what we wanted to do the entire time. But yeah, that'll work out.
That goes there.
We want to do that. We'll also, there we go. This gives us our time to go fix what we did before. Basically, delete this one, move it up, get rid of you. Here's where we'll put our first Guardian.
Watch out! Our enemies have broken through again!
Just like old times.
Slow them down just a bit while they're coming through. Block this. And then we'll also begin trapping towards this area over here.
They will not reach the rear.
Of course, as soon as we're finished with that area, everything starts coming through here. And I believe on the very next wave we get a boss. Now, because we have good old Bubble Shield Man, Dwarven Priest, we're going to want to take him out as soon as possible to prevent him from increasing the health and the damage resistance of all of the remaining orcs. And that'll just make us get through everything a lot faster. We're going to take Paternal Instinct, which will make our Rift Shard even better than it already is. And why would you not want to improve 100% bonus damage already, right? Alright. Now normally if I was under level 100, what I would want to do is actually plan to summon my Rift Shard first, and then after summoning the Rift Shard is when I would want to move forward and use the Firewall Bracer and the Lightning Ring, because that would allow me to deal bonus damage with my regular attacks, and it would also mean that I'd be regenerating my mana and health as well. We're gonna get that set up now because health pool's kinda low. Well, not the health, but the mana. And Cygnus on no mana is useless. It's not even a joke. He can't really do anything. He needs mana all the time. Alright, so now
Good spot for this.
we begin setting up for
Good
this.
spot for this. Right there. Good to be trapping again. Many minions, one like master.
Alright, again, same situation as before. We're gonna prepare to set that up so that we can wreck this mercenary. You want to try to stay out of the way of anything that would allow them to... Oh no, I did not block off the area down there.
For you, and you, and you.
So I almost lost that. And that's something that I definitely shouldn't be doing. When I ran by here the first time, I should have done this. That'll prevent enemies from walking through there, and you won't have to deal with what I just did. So as soon as you get the coin for that, because I've had bonus coin pretty much this entire time, that would be a good idea.
On another front.
I want to plug these holes so everybody has to go toward the center. And then what we'll do is make sure that they're burning as soon as they get the opportunity.
They've broken through a gate.
Alright.
barricades are under attack.
That goes there. Good spot for this. That goes there. Right there.
Alright, not doing too bad now. Now, once these lanes are pretty much guaranteed to be taken care of, the next place that we're going to have to worry about is the center lane here, which basically will run into the Guardian that we have set up in that corridor. And we'll really want to be ready for that one.
Our barricades are under attack.
You got a little too close. But that's okay. You may lose some of these barricades, but this is a relatively coin-friendly stage if you bring discounts, so it's not that bad. Human image, where is he coming from? Whoa, okay. That was definitely a human image attack, but I didn't see where they were coming from.
Who says I'm too old for new tricks?
How would they know to come from all the way from there? Like they have a super wide search range now. Right. And then of course shield trolls are making it through here just due to their huge health pools. What is, oh, there we go. And here we go. These guys are going to be coming through.
The enemy army is attacking on another front.
Good spot for this. Good to be trapping again.
They've broken through a gate.
An unstable rift is opening. Destroy it.
All right. So the unstable rift that's spawning is pretty easy to hit.
An unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it.
Just got to get back here. Usually these guys spawn up here. It may not necessarily spawn in the same area on this wave. It may spawn down here first. You'll have to run down and then come back up. But either way, it should work out pretty well. Alright, and then I like to get off my lawn because that's definitely what they need to do today.
Right there.
And there's not much else to do. You can place some more traps in here to shore up your defenses towards the end of this path that you'll be creating. For the most part, nothing to worry about though. Ultimately, the enemies will be coming through just about everywhere, and the lighter enemies are pretty much guaranteed to be murdered by the time they get through most of this. The heavier ones are the only ones that pose any sort of a threat, really. And that's just because their health pools allow them to soak up quite a bit more damage than the light ones. Okay.
The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
And of course there's boss, so we're gonna go ahead and get that regen going, as well as that lovely bonus damage.
been taken down.
And then we're gonna hit Z as soon as we see the trigger volumes for the traps, because that lets us know that everything is dead.
Good spot for this.
Alright, Chaos Kobold needs to die as soon as possible.
Our barricades are under attack.
Maybe another set or so? Yeah, there they go. Nope, I did not kill them before they actually managed to take out the barricades. That's alright though, because they basically show up at the tail end of this. You just need to make sure that you have the coin to replace what is coming through there. If that is the case, then you can just head right back over here and go boom and boom. And it looks like the third one sort of survived, which is great. Stable Hand was nice enough to take that Chaos Kobold out for me. And now you're going to have some explosive dudes coming from down here. They're really not the most dangerous things because they won't blow anything up, basically without you being near it. Alright, most of the stuff down here will be dead.
With the rifts is growing stronger.
Okay, and with this guy taken out, you can head back up to the top. Pretty much be a-okay. Not much left for you to do.
Right there. No trespass.
And there we go.
Does, but I am suffering from hope.
I actually probably could have done that a bit sooner if I had properly plugged the holes in the defenses earlier, but all in all, not too bad. But again, Cygnus doesn't have the greatest movement, so you really have to know where you want to be before the enemies start coming out to get the fastest, times on that particular stage. And there was a couple of times that waves started and I was nowhere near where the enemies were coming from, and of course that just adds a little bit more time. But all in all, not bad. Next we're going to be moving into the Highlands, and the Highlands is probably going to be a place where you see me make use of some of the portals and things like that that are built into the level to help you get around, and that's just because the Highlands is one of the older stages in the game, and movement was kind of really important in the way that the game was designed at that point. It still is, but now it's not as crucial to make sure that you have characters sliding in between lanes quite as often. But the Highlands is definitely interesting just because of the mix of monsters and the different sort of things that you have to set up in the 3 lanes. They function very different just because of the terrain that you're given. But that's something that we'll see in the next video. As I've said before, I am on Twitch now. I'm going to be using Twitch for streams occasionally. I'm not sure exactly what the split will be between me streaming on YouTube versus Twitch. If you guys want more streams on Twitch or more streams on YouTube, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about this video, the character, or anything going on in regards to the YouTube channel, feel free to let me know that in the comments as well. I love speaking with you guys, and if you have any answers or questions, comments, I'll get to those as soon as I'm able. Either way, thank you guys as always for tuning in. This channel obviously wouldn't be here or anything without you, and I greatly appreciate that. And as always, take care of yourselves, and until next time, have a good one.